Hello everyone and welcome again to Vedic Astrology. Travel with me and journey with me over the sea of life for the week of July 22nd to 28th to find your potential outcomes. As always, I ask that you visit me at zedamastrology.com, where choices are laid out for you at my appointment pages for tarot and Patra readings. I ask that you sign up, you share, you subscribe so that the word can get out there and Zedam Astrology and you can grow together. Here we have the Kundali or the birth chart for the week beginning July 22nd to 28th. And for those of you whose ascendant is in Cancer, this may be relevant to you or not. But here we see Venus and Mars have crossed the Gandanta point between Cancer and Leo to reside in Leo for this week. Venus is no longer in Gandanta, but Mars is still in Gandanta because he is still 2 degrees within the crossing, so that 3 degrees on either side will bring you into the Gandhanta knot for these transitions from water to fire or fire to water. And Leo is a fire sign and its lord is Sun, and Sun is in Cancer. Sun is in Cancer at 6 degrees Cancer. So Sun is there with the ascendant for this week. So that you might feel that you have leadership skills, authoritarian attitude. You need to check on that. Venus and Mars, however, is aspected opposition by Jupiter, retrograde Jupiter from Aquarius. And this seventh opposition gives Jupiter a clear line on how and why he wants to give his significations to Venus and Mars in Leo. But Jupiter is retrograde. And usually with Jupiter in Aquarius, where the sign and the card is the star, you would find optimism, faith, hope. And Jupiter is an expansion planet where he likes to expand his teaching, his knowledge. He likes to cover you with intelligence and wisdom. But he's retrograde. That means he is taking a step back to give you a chance to relook the choices that you made. You have free will, but he is giving you this chance to relook that choice or those choices that you have made in the past. And Jupiter here is retrograde until the 18th of October. And we need to have that thinking, that break in our lives to sit and think about what we did or what we are doing. And Venus and Mars, it's love and beauty and vehicles and assets. Mars is passion, fire, uh, a warrior, the commander in chief, action. So Jupiter is giving you a chance to rethink what probably you want, what you desire, and how you go about it. So, look at that this week, and it is taking far into October. Jupiter will be there in Aquarius, but Venus and Mars will move within the month. And they will move out of Leo, this fiery sign where Jupiter aspects wouldn't be as direct or as clear as this aspect here in Leo, because it's the seventh aspect, a full aspect. So look at that this week as to what you want and what you really desire and how you are going about it to get it. Right? As you can see, Rahu and Ketu always opposite each other, always opposite each other. Rahu is in Taurus, Ketu is in Scorpio, so that, you know, um, Ketu is kind of like been there, done that. I've been liberated from all these materialistic things. But Rahu is right there in Taurus, where all the materialistic things are being thought about and being sought after. So check that thought or that idea that you may have about what you want, and it really comes right back into Venus and Mars and Jupiter. Venus, what do you want in luxuries, and how are you going to get get it, in this life or in this week. So you have a couple months to think about it. You have a couple months to find new pathways or opportunities to move about and see really what you desire and how you are going to get those desires working for you. As always, let us randomly select our tarot spread for this week as to how we are going to get our work done, how we are going to think about ourselves, our neighbors, our community, what we will be desiring or not desiring, what we would want to be changing in our lives. And I make this video because I want you to see that it is not a script or it's not a setup card, it is a random selection, so that I always include the video to just give you the integrity of the choice. Right, and here we have the first card. We have the deity for this week, and it is Narasingha Deva. And Narasingha Deva is half man, half lion avatar, and we will see what he brings to the table this week. We are looking at the element now to see which element we are going to use for this week, and the element is Prithvi, earth. So we have earth element for this week of July 22nd to 28th. Let us see what card again. And I've just changed up the order. It really doesn't make a difference. It's just I hate routine. I'm sure you get bored by routine. So, I'm just changing up the order of the selection. And here we have um, the choice now coming up for the week for the uh, planet. And the planet is the South Node. And the South Node is K2. The south node is K2. So let us see what moksha and liberation is for us this week. Wow. And let's see which bhava are we going to choose for this week. Fourth week, let us see. And the bhava that is coming to play for us this week will be Hey, hey, hey. Wow. Now, isn't this something? Again, we get the first bhava. Bhava number one, yourself. So for this entire July, you should be thinking about yourself and your choices and how you make choices and your desires and your health and your personality. What do you want, And why do you want it? This is really phenomenal. 4 in a week. And these two cards for the chakra cards have bounced out for me upright. So I'm just going to choose them, bittersweet and trickery. And we will see what these are all about um, in the analysis of the tarot spread. So let's see now the tarot spread. Let us work on this, and I've just changed the deck again as I usually do. As I said, I don't like routine. I hate to be bored, and I'm sure that you are the same. So we are going to shuffle this back now to see what are the energies that are going to come out to us in regard to the tarot spread for this week. And let us see what it is. The energies are just flowing today and probably doesn't want to stop shuffling a little bit. But let's see. What are the energies telling me? Okay, the energies are telling me it's ready. Let us make that choice after cutting the cards. Let us see what will be thrown out at us this week. And the first card that we are going to look at this week is, wow, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. That is what we are going to look at. The second card we are going to look at is the King of Swords. The King of Swords. That is what we are going to look at. Wow. The third card. This is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups. This is the next card. The Six of Wands. the Six of Wands. Right, the next card that we have here is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Following the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Lovers. The Lovers, number 6 card, an external card. What relationships are going to or pass for us? The next card is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. We have the Sun, another external force that is coming into our lives for the week of July 22nd to 28th. We have the Ace of Pentacles. New money, new beginning, new pathways for wealth. Rahu, Venus, who knows? And the final card we have is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords. So let us see. So let us see, and we have seen again the first house. What more do I need to tell you? I've been telling it to you for 3 weeks in a row now, and this is the 4th week. And God really wants you to look after yourself, look after your desires, your wants, your needs, your aspirations, your goals. Take a look at what you are and who you are, and how you deal with people. Just look at it. Just look at yourself. Look at yourself and do what it is right because it is the right thing to do. The South Node in Vedic astrology is not really a planet but a mathematical point based on some scientific calculations, and we assign the South Node as Ketu, the tail of the dragon, the tail of the snake, the tail of the sarpas, the nagas, and we look at Ketu as the liberator, the moksha, the planet or the shadow that gives us moksha, liberation from wanting material things. And it tells us that, we must remember, we must reconsider that now is not the time to want. Now is the time to pray. Now is the time for spiritual guidance and acceptance. The planet Gateways right now is in Scorpio. As I said, it's always opposite Rahu. And Scorpio being the Kalapurush 8th natural house will bring transformation, changes. It will bring out secret enemies. It will bring out inheritance, in-laws, lotteries. Are you going to get trouble from these? Is Ketu a positive planet for you or not? And this is what we need to look at based on your Kundali. Scorpio is what bhava for you? Is your ascendant Cancer that Ketu is in your 7th bhava with relationship? Or is it your 5th bhava with power, with children, with education? Is it your 4th bhava with your mother, with your family, with your speech, with early education? What bhava is Ketu for you in Scorpio? So which is why, again, I always reiterate, ask for your report, ask for your Kundali. It is important to you for you to know exactly what these cards are telling you and where you need to focus. Narasimha Deva is half man, half lion avatar. And the blessings that we get this week from Narasimha Deva is protection from evil forces. We have the ability to see God in all things. And this brings us back to Jupiter in Aquarius, the star, where, we have hope, faith, optimism. And Narasimha Deva also brings strength and courage for us to defy the conventional authority for truth and justice, so that we may not want to do things in the traditional way to achieve truth and justice, but we want to do what is right to achieve truth and justice this week. So let us accept the blessings of Narasimha Deva and work with it for us to gain success and truth and honesty. Earth is the grounding energy that we have this week for July 22nd to 28th for what is coming and what is with us presently. And Earth is the energy that offers us stability, offers us a foundation, offers us a pillar of restitution, a pillar of growth, a pillar of development, a pillar of material things. And Earth, which sign do we have planets that are earthly? This week we have Saturn in retrograde in Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign. We have Rahu in Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. And this is wealth and money, and Rahu is there in Taurus with the Lord Venus in Leo. So that what is the action we are thinking about that will ground us, that will give us stability this week? That is what we have to align the cards and the kundali with this week. Stability. We have the card Trickery aligned to the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. And this card is telling us, that we are coveting possessions, but we have a vulnerable heart. We have hidden motives. There's vision, honesty, but within this vision and honesty, there is greed, right? You feel that when you do something, it's going to rebound on you because you're not supposed to be using trickery to get anything. That is manipulation. Am I afraid to tell the truth? How does that fear make me manipulate others? What are you afraid of? Why do you need trickery to get what you want? So that your actions and Mars position in Leo this week might be giving you a kind of an inkling as to what you should not be doing. What actions you should not be taking. So trickery is really giving you a heart that tells you the truth. You know in your heart what you want to do, but your actions may not align with what your heart wants you to do. So understand that this is the potential for this week, one of the potential actually. The second potential for the week is bittersweet. Remember, these were the cards I just jumped out of the chakra pack when I was shuffling the pack. So that bittersweet tells you that you are celebrating, but in the midst of grief. And what do you grieve about? Is it that you had to make a difficult decision that others didn't understand? Was it as a parent you made a decision that your child didn't understand? And sometimes we have to see the strength of the choice that we make, and others may not see it, but do we know that we did the right thing? You know, there are hidden blessings. These are celebrations tempered by sadness. We have the ability to look at new horizons. So, trickery and bittersweet together is that, here what we really know what we have to do. We know we're going to be sad with making a decision, but let us not use trickery. Let us be bittersweet about our decision that, we made the right choice. Not that we made the wrong choice and we're hoping that somebody wouldn't see it or it will be hidden. We made the right choice, and let us celebrate and be strong in our choice. Let us be strong in our choice. The Queen of Swords is the premise or the foundation of the tetractys spread, which I'm using again this week. And the Queen of Swords links the previous slides again, because this Queen of Swords is sitting with a sword upright, which tells you that you must abide by the rules. You must get your facts straight, get to the heart of the matter quickly. Don't let yourself be fooled by others. Don't use trickery. Be bittersweet because you are facing up to the truth, no matter how painful it is. How coincidental and clear can that be? You know, Look at the cards, how they are dealt at this week. Look at the cards that are aligning themselves by God's hand. Narasimha Deva is telling you, you have the strength and the all withal to fight the evil forces. You can keep a clear head by doing the right thing. Do not use trickery. You know, Offer constructive criticism where it should be offered. This card is the Graha assigned to this card is Venus. And Venus is where in luxuries in Leo. But Venus in Leo is being aspected by Jupiter retrograde, which is giving you wisdom about what it is you really desire and want. It is giving you a chance to redo. And this entire month has been about you, about your desires and your actions. And we probably haven't gotten it right yet, which is why God is telling us for a fourth week in a row, think about what you're doing, think about yourself. So the Queen of Swords is telling you that be rational, be logical. It can go either way, bad or good, based on your choices, based on whether you're using trickery or you're going to be bittersweet in your actions. The choice again, as with all things for the last 3 weeks, the choice again this week is yours. The consequences of your action is underpinned by the King of Swords in this reading. And the King of Swords tells you that you have a solid advice. You've gotten solid advice from the Queen of Swords to do what is right. There's a balanced judgment on your actions. The law is there, and he is going to enforce the law with the Queen of Swords to get the balance in your life. You have to have that transformation, that metamorphosis from trickery to bittersweet. You cannot and should not use trickery. You should be very clear and straightforward in your actions. The elemental spirits here, the air sylphs, sitting on the shoulders of the king, whispering to him to do the right thing. Do it through your communication, because Mercury is the graha of this card. And again, Mercury, as with Venus in the Queen of Swords, is the air Vayu, the element Vayu. And as we have learned, the air can go either way. Whoever is stronger can pull the air in their direction. So who is stronger? Trickery, bittersweet, king, queen, you know, who is stronger? And you are using speech in the King of Swords, in the dark, in the consequences, so that whatever you say here will bring a consequence. Whatever you say will bring a consequence. And remember, bittersweet is the card that is aligned to the Vishuddha nakshatra, the Vishuddha chakra, right? Not nakshatra, I just passion probably. But this card is aligned to the Vishuddha chakra, which is communication, the truth. How you speak and what you say. So that Mercury is telling you, know what you are saying, to whom you are saying it to, and when you are saying it. Again, the alignment of these cards are truly amazing. The Five of Cups sits in the light, or the conflict reaction of the tetractys spread for you. And the Five of Cups, it's ruled by Mars. And Mars is in Leo now, in a sign where it is fiery, where he has been enabled by fire. But Mars is just telling you here that Mars needs to act like water, Jala. Right? The Five of Cups, you are seeing what is in front of you with a bent head. You are not seeing the upright cups in the back of you that still holds your strength or the blessings of God. You are not seeing the reflection that is there, because you are bent on looking at what you have spilt, what you have done, and you are not looking at Jupiter giving you that second chance, at Saturn giving you that second chance in those houses that reflect in your Kundali. What is Aquarius and Capricorn for you? Some things are still standing upright for you to fall back on. What is the foundation, the stability that Earth is giving you? It is there behind you. You are just not looking at it, because you are focused on what you have done and the consequences of what you have done. Remember, Jupiter and Saturn retrograde is giving you a chance to redo, to rethink, to react, to do over. So take that chance, give yourself that chance, and don't withdraw from the fight, or from the battle. Don't feel deep sorrow and anger that things have not gone your way and things have not been happening for you. Things are happening behind you. You just need to understand what you still have, and not pine for what you cannot and what have gone from your life. Think ahead, be bittersweet about it, but think ahead. The spiritual forces in the spread this week starts with the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is all about victory, all about triumph, all about achievement, winning, a big win, riding on high. It's all about getting compliments and cheers, and whatever we are going through, or whatever we have been going through for this month, because the Bhava that has been chosen for this month in all 4 weeks is the Bhava number 1, yourself. So whatever you need to win, or you think you need to win, that is what you have to put behind you to move forward. That battle has to be fought, that battle has to be won for you to move forward. And that battle is there for you this week to be won, because Narasimha Deva is there for you. If you are in the right and justice needs to be served, he is there to fight those evil forces for you. But this is something that you have to finish. and you are getting that chance to finish. Remember, Jupiter and Saturn again is retrograde, and they are retrograde until October. So you have some time in which to battle, in which to get this done so you can move forward. You need to destroy this and destroy it in the way that you have achieved what you want to achieve. You have triumphed over the evil, over the battle with the evil forces and your enemies. So this is something that you need to get done before you move forward. Lovers tells you that these are outside forces that you really cannot control, and Mercury. So somebody is going to say something, somebody is going to bring some message to you that will not sustain you, but you have the courage, and God has given you the courage. The tree of life and the tree of knowledge is there behind you. You are there in all your nakedness. You are there for anybody to see who you are and what you are. You know, your truth comes out this week to sustain you. It helps you maintain a balanced life because you are true to yourself. You are true to yourself, and when you are true to yourself, you are true to others. So that there's nothing you are hiding. You know, you are there, all they can see. God's angel is putting his hands as blessings over you with the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. Whatever persons want to say about you, but you can't control it. Whatever message people want to bring to you, don't listen. Work with your heart and your head together. Work with wisdom and discipline. Jupiter and Saturn. This is something you cannot control, but it is something that you can analyze and accept or understand that you should not. Work with God, work with your spiritual guidance this week. The Seven of Pentacles explores what drives you in a new direction this week. And here we have you looking at what you have worked hard for, what you have brought upon yourself, what you have looked at over the years through hard work. You know, your progress, your personal fulfillment, how you have nurtured and cultivated your stance and your thoughts and your deeds to bring you to this point. And you have through the Seven of Pentacles. It is time for you to get the rewards of your hard work. It is time, it is harvest time. It is the results and the profits and the payments, the dividends, as we see. You know, it is large inheritance, your trust fund that is coming to you. Whatever your rewards are, you are going to create those rewards by your hard work. The Five of Cups was telling you that the earth, the pillars were there for you, behind you. Now it is showing you that it is there in front of you, right at the side of you, for you now to enjoy. You know, access these, make the decisions that will reflect your hard work, the karma that you have been given in this life. The Seven of Pentacles is your creation. It comes from Brahma, right? It explores and what drives you in a new direction. Utilize this week. In the materialistic world, the Wheel of Fortune is giving you that position where you cope with everyday life. And I mean, just look at this card. You have Aquarius, you know, Aquarius at the top of this card. Scorpio is next to it. Then you come down to the bottom there, you see Taurus and Leo. And in Aquarius, we have Jupiter. In Scorpio, we have Ketu. In Taurus, we have Rahu. In Leo, we have Venus and Mars. And these are the planets that we were talking about in the Kundali. How how coincidental again. I mean, the cards can't be so coincidental. Come on. God is showing us the way. God is sending messages to us. And these are the pillars, the earth that we need to stand upon. You know, Leo is action, fire. Taurus is grounding, earth. Aquarius is the air, moving in any direction with the card of the star. um Scorpio is K2, moksha, liberation. Don't think too much about the materialistic things. And these are the lessons that we have been going through. And the Wheel of Fortune tells you that these are the four things that are on our mind. Use them in balance. Use them as we are supposed to use them. Rahu in Taurus wants us to think about wealth and the materialistic things. Leo in Scorpio, Ketu in Scorpio tells us, look, we've been there, we've done that. Let us be spiritual. Let us liberate ourselves from the secrets, from the materialistic things, from the lotteries. Let us liberate ourselves. Aquarius and Jupiter is telling us use intelligence and wisdom in our actions. And Leo with Venus and Mars. What do we want? How are we going to get it? You know, and it is a card that gives us the material world. It's spinning. It can spin to the material world, or it can spin to the other side of the material world, which is liberation and moksha. How is this wheel of fortune going to spin for us? Our everyday action, our choices will spin this wheel of fortune in the way that we want it to spin. The consequences of our actions we will see, because that is how we will cope with everyday life for this week. Sun is in the position of the water, or the exploration of your emotions in the materialistic world for this week. And sun and water are ill dignified, because water can out a fire. It can take out the heat from anything. When you drink a glass of water, you feel cool inside. So that the sun sitting there tells you that the water is probably overheating. Your emotions are overheating. It's probably going way beyond what it should be, that it needs to cool down a little bit, that your emotions needs to be held back a little bit, that you need to watch what you're saying and how you're saying it, because this sun can boil the water. This sun can boil the water. It can evaporate the water too, so that you have no emotions about anything. You don't feel anything about what is happening. So it can work either way, so that we need to look at this exploration of your emotions, this balance that we need to have, so that we feel and we think and we act. And the sun is not in a good position there, because the sun can do it either way. So how strong is the sun? How strong is the sun in your kundali, in your birth chart? The Ace of Pentacles in the air materialistic element in that world for this week tells us our current strategies and thoughts concerning our goals is all about new beginnings to earn money, to earn wealth, to invest, probably have a new business. It is the blessings that you have given. You only wanted to earn some kind of wealth. The arch on this card tells us that we are looking at new horizons. The mountains look smooth and calm and not rocky for us to conquer. The path to that mountain through that arch is lit brightly. It has abundance on either side of us, so that we have it all. We have it all to move forward. We have it all to traverse those new paths and to accept new opportunities. Money is in our hands, and God is giving us a new beginning. He's asking us to transform. If we want to transform, we can take that path to go to those blue mountains in the future. We can take the new path to climb those mountains, because we are being supported by the blessings of God. The Six of Swords tells us that our will and ambition this week is to make that move, is to make that crossing, because the waters are not rough. We are receiving help to make that crossing. We are leaving those Six of Swords behind us that gave us um, pain and fear and obstacles, and we are making the choice to transform. We are making the choice for a new beginning. We are sure that the situation is calming down now, and we are overcoming our difficulties, and mental stability and relief and weariness, they are all behind us. you know we are leaving it behind us. We have turned our backs on those things, and we are looking at the person who is assisting us, getting us across those waters. We are taking our assets with us. In this case, we see a child on a boat, so that we are accepting that material wealth is not the only wealth that we should care about. Material wealth is not that what is our choice in this crossing. We are leaving the darkness for the light. Our ambition and will is moving on. We are accepting the assistance and the support to move on, to cross and journey over the sea of life. I just want to wrap up here, realigning again the Kundali with the tarot cards, and I just want to indicate to you, that Venus and Mars, they are both in the nakshatra of Maga, right? They are for the week beginning July 22nd to 28th. And Maga is the star of power. Maga is ruled by Ketu. It's owned by Ketu, but ruled by the Pitris, the ancestors. And it is telling us that we need to be traditional in how we think and how we act and what we want. We must not overdo and become greedy and extremists, you know. And it is telling us to align ourselves with the spiritual uh, meanings and significations that are Ketu. Ketu himself is sitting in at 16 Scorpio, which puts him in Anuradha Nakshatra, um, in the star of success, so that you can get success by praying, by being spiritual, by having your actions and wants and desires through God. Let God guide you to your actions. Let God guide you to your desires and wants. So that I'm just drawing that reference there. Jupiter is in the um, retrograde position at 7 Aquarius in Shatabishak, and that's a Rahu nakshatra. And Rahu is where? Rahu is in Taurus, materialistic things. So again, Jupiter is telling us rethink how we want and what we want. You know, do we really want all that money in our bank account, or do we really want happiness? What it is we really want? Rethink it, because Jupiter is sitting there in the healing 100 circles, 100 healers in that nakshatra. you know Shravana is the nakshatra that Saturn is sitting in, and Shravana is ruled by Lord Vishnu, and it is the star of listening. Its symbol is an A. So this is why I said, and it came out in the reading, that we need to listen. And we need to listen with both our head and our hearts. Because our hearts sometimes will want to be emotional and have us act with trickery. But our heads will tell us, listen, you need to say the right thing and you need to do the right thing. Because we need to be bittersweet, and we need to understand that Vishuddha chakra is telling us our throat and our messages and our communication is how we need to realize our wealth and our asset, and know to do the right thing, right? And I just wanted to draw back that reference to you and bring to you how really, again, you can read the cards, you can read the kundali, and they can both support and enable each other. And for this week, we really had a lesson about ourselves. In fact, for this month, we had a lesson about ourselves, and we need to really look at that and understand that this week, and I'm just glancing here where Mercury is the Atma Karaka for this week, and Mercury is the Vishuddha chakra, is communication. And what is the Vishuddha chakra telling us? Our desires will be bittersweet this week. It will be bittersweet because we know what we have to do. We may not want to do it through our hearts, but we know what we have to do, and through our speech, we're going to do it. So, I mean, really, this is God's work. This is God's work, and I am thankful that He's sending these messages that I can and translate for you as best as I can. And I hope that that He is there with me and with you, so that we can understand His messages. We again come to the end of this presentation and this reading for any ascendant um, for the week of July 22nd to 28th. And I thank you again for sticking with me, for listening to me, and subscribing, sharing, signing up. I urge you once again to visit me at zedamastrology.com, where you can see the choices that I have laid out for you to understand what your Kundali or birth chart will bring for you, and you can request the choices report at the most reasonable prices. Contact me, get in touch with me, send me a line, and thank you, thank you, thank you again for sticking with me and staying to the end of this presentation. Goodbye, and see you next time.